Experiment. Explore. Enjoy.
Hey Kurt.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Here in a field, in a tent
Yes.
at Superbooth.
Like it should be.
Is this your first show for?
No, I think it's the fourth or third. Not quite sure. Third for sure. Yeah.
So Austrian Audio makes some really lovely headphones, microphones.
Yes, that's
We've
true.
covered your stuff before. So what are you showing us today?
Well, I think I show you our maybe flagship microphone, which is really a high professional, true large condenser microphone that you see here. And at the end, I show you the other side. On the other side, the MiCreator, which is a really, really nice recording device with some smart features.
Okay.
So the OC818 has some really unique features. First of all, it has a ceramic capsule. So we build our own capsules, handmade in Vienna, and they are made with industrial ceramic. That gives you a lot of great advantages, like they don't age. We can build them in really tiny tolerances, so we have matched pairs out of the box with all of our mics. So that's really cool. And in this case, this is our switchable microphone. So you see a figure of 8, you see a hypercardioid, cardioid, and omni, and here is a special mode that we will talk about in a few seconds. So with every switchable microphone, you mix the front and the back side of the capsule to create the polar pattern, right?
Yeah.
So you do this with these switches. But we thought, why not do this in post-pro? So our microphone has the possibility to record the back side of the capsule by plugging in this breakout cable.
Right.
And now I have a second XLR output that I can record in my DAW and do the polar pattern creation in the mix, in post. And the cool thing is, I can do this not only in general, I can do it frequency dependingly. So here
right.
is
So you've got a plugin that will.
yeah, there's a plug-in. So you feed that plug-in with the front and the back side of the microphone, of the capsule, and now I can do different polar patterns in different frequency ranges.
Oh,
so
interesting.
That gives you the opportunity to use it either as a creative tool to do sound design or to fight some problems that you might have in terms of crosstalk or spill or whatever, or just to optimize the polar pattern of your microphone to the recording situation, to the room that you're recording in.
I guess you could flip the phase of one of them to get rid of the.
No, you can't
do that.
You can't flip a phase because
exactly
the whole creation is pretty much based on flipping it or not.
Right.
So,
Okay. Understand.
So if you have what the microphone does, it picks up two cardioids, right, on both sides. If you sum up two cardioids, you get an omni.
Yeah.
If you change the polarity, so the phase of one side of the back side, and you mix it up again, you get the figure of 8. That's how it's done. So it's a pretty simple process. So that means also there is no algorithm involved or something. That's really pure physics. It's just about how you combine the front and the back side.
Right. Okay.
So that leads me to another opportunity. If I have two OC818s, like you see on this scribble here,
You do mid-side.
yeah, you place them like a mid-side pair, but now I can change the stereo technique in post-pro between mid-side, XY, and Bloomline.
Yeah, I was going to say you can do a Bloomline. Sounds fantastic.
It sounds fantastic.
It
I
does,
love
yeah.
it. It's the microphone technique that I like the most.
It's so real, isn't it? It's like
yeah,
you're
and
there.
it's really exciting.
Yes, I agree.
But the problem is, in some recording environments, it just doesn't work. Because you get reflections from the backside, and then the Bloomline is going to pick them up, and then you have cam filter problems and stuff like that. If you have put up a Bloomline pair with two figures of 8, and you figure out I have a problem in the mix, you're screwed. Now, no problem, just change it to XY or to mid-side. And then in mid-side I can say I want a hypercardioid as the mid-signal, or I want an omni as the mid-signal. And in XY I can say let's open the recording angle of the XY. I can do all this stuff. And again, it's not an algorithm, it's pure physics.
So it's not adding any latency or anything to processing. It's just
No, and with this plugin, no latency. With the Polar Designer, the Polar Designer does have latency because the changeover in between the frequencies is phase linear, and for that it creates. But you can set it to 0 latency. But now you can only change the polar pattern in generals. Like there is nothing in between the frequencies anymore.
So I mean, this looks like this is flagship, right? So it's obviously
that's really our flagship, because not only because of all these features, also because it just sounds brilliant. It has the open acoustic design. That means if you have a close look, it's even better to do it with the OC818 because it's black and you see the capsule better, right? You see it's really flying in the inside of this microphone basket. So we took a great look into the design to avoid resonances inside the microphone basket, and that's why they sound so clean and natural.
Okay.
Here, by the way, my lovely colleague Bernd just handed over the capsule, and here you see this black ring. That is industrial ceramic. That's what I've just talked about.
Okay, so the actual diaphragm is
still Mylar with gold.
Okay.
But the mounting of the diaphragm is
because it's a very inert subject, so it won't have any properties to deal with. It's kind of ceramic is very not dead, but non-reactive.
Exactly. It's super stiff. And the main point is it doesn't age, it doesn't change over time. So if you buy an OC818 today and you buy another one 3 years later, they will be a match pair.
Right, okay, interesting. Wow, that's cool. So how much is the OC8, generally speaking, in euros?
In euros, it's 999.
Okay,
so
right,
that's a very fair price. It's a handmade product in Vienna. Really cool. So there's a second thing that you can do with this output here. Here I have the OCR8. That's a Bluetooth device. I connect it to the OC818, and now the microphone becomes remote able. So I have it now here on this special position, which I just said before. Right. And that means now the microphone is in preset mode. That means I have my tablet here. Unfortunately, I just disconnected it, and now it's looking for it again.
Right, but you can adjust settings inside the microphone remotely.
Yeah, you can do it now remotely via the iPad. So let's see if it finds it. Otherwise, I have to
Yeah, there's probably a lot of signals around the place.
Yeah, that's one point, and I just disconnected it. That usually.
This one puts it out.
Let's kill it. Now we can film the setup. So here it is. I say connect. That's an app that is available on iOS, and there we are, and Android. And now I can use this slider and do my polar pattern flawless from the distance.
Wow, that's
I
useful.
can set the low cut. I can set a pad switch. So you could
really useful for live or
yes,
when you got them up on big
on
sticks.
the rig. So now you don't need the leather anymore. You have the Bluetooth connection, and you change the polar pattern, the pad switch, whatever.
Can you, with the Bluetooth connection, you can still through the output of the? You've still got the output of the second capsule, right?
No, because on one side the second output is used for the Bluetooth dongle, and what you do here is you create a polar pattern.
Right, gotcha.
So, but it comes out here. We're on a normal XLR, and the cool thing is it stays in here. So let's think about
you can preset that, right?
The last preset you have done here stays on the preset section. So you can customize your OC818. Let's say you're a trumpet player and you play really close with your muted trumpet to the microphone. Now you can find the perfect polar pattern that gives you the exact proper proximity effect that makes your trumpet sound awesome.
Very good for ASMR YouTubers as well, I'd imagine.
Sure. Yeah.
So, oh wow, fantastic. So you were going to show us another product as well.
Yes.
So,
on the other side here, we have the MiCreator. So what we had in mind here is content creators, musicians that want, you know, I always say the MiCreator is the scribble book for musicians. Like, I have a great idea now, let's record it. So you set it up with an iOS device or an Android device. Within a few seconds, it's just a connection of a USB-C cable. And what that is, it's not just a USB mic, it's a stereo audio interface with a great electret sounding, a condenser electret sounding, a great sounding microphone on top. And it has a second input. So I could either connect, like what we did here, the mini Moog to the device.
Keeping it synthy, good plan.
Or connect the guitar, acoustic guitar, bass guitar, whatever.
Oh, so it's got enough gain for...
Yeah, you have 2 different gain switches, and then you can still do some software gain stuff, which is, but it's controlling the analog stage of the device.
Right.
And that's it. And then you have, you can connect this on the second output. You can, instead of the instrument, you can connect another microphone, the satellite. So now you could do an interview situation, you could do a duet, you could...
All right, that's what this little handy case is.
Here it makes more sense to show. And the great thing is now, if you have a look here, you go with in-out to the link position. So those are both headphone outputs, and the upper one is also an input. So you don't lose the second headphone output,
right,
because it goes to the other device which is linked to it, right? So
okay.
now if we would do this, like I would record you and I would record here, now both of us have a headphone on.
Right. Okay, no, neat.
And the monitoring is analog, so no latency, and it's super easy done here with this button. If it's green, it's the overall volume. Yeah. If I press one time, I can do the balance between input 1 and input 2. And the balance to the playback is just done with the loudness control of the device where you get the playback from.
Does that work on desktop as well? So you got desktop,
yeah,
right? Okay.
It's class compliant.
Oh, neat. And how much is this one?
Super affordable. This MiCreator Studio comes for $199, and it gives you a really pristine sound. It's like if you record vocals with this mic, probably you should use a pop filter, but you could use it in a finished production, no problem. It's really good sounding mic.
And it's got acoustic decoupling as well.
Yeah,
That's the thing I find often with these kind of desktop mics.
It takes up to 130 dB SPL.
Okay.
So much more than every other USB mic on the market. So you can record your
kick drum.
Well, maybe not, but
not quite.
But rehearsing in the rehearsing room, you know.
So is that price with both? Or
no, the system is $299. It comes like you see it here with this nice case, everything in a box, a stereo bar. You have exchangeable faceplates. That's a nice feature. So, and they also exist in white.
Right.
So you can make your own design.
Oh, okay. So you could print on them or whatever. Yeah.
3D print them.
Nice. And that's available now, right? It's been out for a little while.
Yeah, that's all available. It's all in. Should be in stock at your local dealer, hopefully.
Thank you very much, Kurt.
Yeah, sure. You're very much welcome.